Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. Never thought I'd say that in a long time. It's been over a month, but things are looking very bright. And if you remember one of the last videos I uploaded regarding these predictions, they are coming to pass with scary accuracy. Uh, it is a full moon, and look at the stock market. Look at these meme stocks, AMC and Gamestop. Just like clockwork, last month we saw the exact same thing happen. So the question is, do we sell or do we not sell? Let me just look at these other stocks. I want to look at this, get a full picture of what everything I've missed. I haven't really been tracking the stock market, to be honest. Um, just keeping a just keeping a watchful eye, not really obsessing about it or anything. So I'm just going to open the big ones that I think are big stocks. I'm not sure if there's a big stock. I don't even remember what this one is. MIK. What does that stand for? Michaels. Okay. Kodak. That's a big one to me. Just going to open the big ones only. That's a big one. Doesn't look like it's moving too much. So I'm not going to really pause. I'm just going to really get a good picture of everything that's going on with the stocks that I really like. My solid picks here. Canon's a good one. I don't know why that one is. Oh, that's because Bitcoin is down. That's why. So Canon is down. What's that other one? SOS. Let's take a look at that one too. So I'm opening a ton of tabs, as you can see. Bitcoin, gonna look at that as well. That has been declining, and that's a fire sale. It's a great buy for Bitcoin if you're looking to invest long term. That's gonna go to 100,000. I'm pretty sure. B Square, Ocugen, Clover. Clover's been seeing new lows. I'm gonna just take a look at that quick and see if that's even a prospect. Mavis has been taking hits, but has been steadily rising again. Cost is up too. Everything, all the meme stocks are up. I'm going to take a look at that quickly. Sundial, Naked, everything is up. Express is up. And then the two big boys, AMC. Well, I already have that open in another tab, so I won't open that. BlackBerry, I'm going to take a look at that quick. And I've been in the hole for a long time, literally, quite literally and economically. You can see I gained a lot today. I'm in green territory today. Overall, it looks like I'm on top. I'm not at a minus situation anymore like I was in the last month and 2 months prior to today. So it's been quite a victory just today. So how long will that last? Well, how greedy are you? Are you going to just wait for it to go higher and higher? You're going to be smart about it and sell now. So this is the stock market. It's not like some kind of fantasy land. Coinbase. Let's look at Coinbase. So this stock, I think it was released the last 2 months or so. So I'm going to take a look at not the days range so much, but just the 52 weeks. So 208 was the low, 429 was the high. So you can see people were very bullish on the stock, Coinbase. So I'm just going to wait for this to load. Maybe I might pause in the meantime. So Coinbase is a very good stock. Coinbase is a very good stock. Average volume is pretty strong. A lot of people have predicted this is going to be bigger than the biggest, the biggest banks stocks, Bank of America and so on. And we can see the potential is there. Look at the market cap, $63 billion. And again, the low for this was 208 at the low point. But realistically, I mean, if we're just looking at the chart, it didn't really hit 208, I don't think. 220 looks like the low. So this was a good buy just this week and last week. This is going to go ahead and smash, all-time highs of 300, 400. So this is a great buy right now. You'll double your money with this stock. Very good buy. I'm going to say Coinbase is a Apex Investor approved stock and trade, especially at 200, low 200s. So I'm going to close that tab and look at Roblox now. This has been an interesting pick. Going to look at the last 6 months for this one. The volume's been good for this one as well. It's similar to the volume of Coinbase. And I remember this opened at 60s. It was around the 60s and now it's at 89. So overall, the market is looking good, or at least these stocks that I've selected, that I've had my eye on. So I'm going to wait for this one to load as well. Okay, so here's the chart for Roblox. You can see the support is definitely at a 64 area. 64, 65 is a strong support. And the resistance is looking like uh, 80 to 90. So this is a good time to sell right now and then buy it up at 64, 60, 60s. Anything under 70 is good, but I'd say 65. You're pretty safe at that entry point. Okay, it's a good time to sell that. I'm not going to hold on to that if I had that stock. I don't think it's going to go above 100, but it could. Closing that one now. Uh, Super League Gaming is an interesting stock as well. I wouldn't say it's as good as the other two I just mentioned, but looking at let's look at the last 6 months because I feel like this has been on quite a ride. So I'm going to pause as well. This is taking a while to load, so I'll pause this. Okay, so Super League Gaming support looks like $3 to $4. So this is hitting a low, and the resistance for this is around, you can see $8 to $10. So would I buy this? This is really a slow mover. I wouldn't buy this. Roblox and Coinbase are much better picks. Between the two, Coinbase is the one I'd pick. And then Kodak has been an interesting stock as well. Let's see what's the story in the last couple months now for this. I remember this exploded to such a level. People were like, wondering what was going on with Kodak. This was like the meme stock before meme stocks existed. Kodak was. So we can see the last 6 months. I remember this was over 30 at one point. Let's take a look at the year, the last year. Yeah, you can see it was well over, it was at 60 at one point. It says 60 in the last year. But looking at the last 6 months, we can see that this is actually a good time to buy around $6. This is a good buy. And this will go up. If you're patient enough, it'll go above $10. So resistance is definitely between, I'm going to say 10 to 12. So you could double your money with this stock. You just have to wait a little bit. But notice, I think since the inauguration of the present administration that is in America right now, I think it hasn't really seen good days. I think it's not a good stock for this administration. I wouldn't, honestly, probably wouldn't buy this one at this time because they're not supporting American businesses. So I'm going to say no, not with Kodak. So no with Kodak. I'm going to remove that from my list, at least mentally. QuantumScape is a very good stock. We can, if you remember, it was at 132, $132 per share, and it's at 24. This is a steal at this price. Let's just look at the last 6 months again for this stock. I feel like the resistance for this. Well, I don't know if there is resistance for this stock. I mean, obviously, 132 looks like clear resistance. $100 plus is resistance, but it looks like you're going to be waiting a while because they haven't released their battery yet. That's still in the pipeline for at least a year or two. So as you can see, people have just given up in terms of their patience. So this is this is actually a good time to buy QuantumScape at this price. Resistance for this is clearly in the short term, I'd say around 50, 60. Yeah, 50 to 60. I'd probably say even 60 plus. If you have it at 60, it's a good time to sell. And if you see at the price it is right now, it's a good time to buy. $20, 24. Anything under 30 is really good for this stock. And then you can easily sell it, flip it for 60. I'm going to use that term flipping. You can flip this over for 60, almost triple. So this is a great stock. Especially it's part of the EV category, and it's one of the most promising EV stocks. So QuantumScape, great pick. That's number 3 out of the 3 picks so far. I'm going to say Coinbase is a solid one. Roblox, still a good pick. Uh, it's just a diversified kind of portfolio, but QuantumScape is a really good, really, really solid pick. And Churchill Capital, aka Lucid Motors, volume's been good. But let's look at the last 6 months again. I sold most of my shares in this and put them into AMC and GameStop, or actually mostly GameStop. Yeah, this is a great time to buy. Anything under 20 is a great buy. And the resistance for this is looking like 30. $30 is looking like resistance, like the true resistance. But when they actually release their car this year, this could go to triple digits. So this is a really good, this is a bargain basement price right now for Lucid Motors. So this is Sleeping Giant, really good pick. So that's number 4 if you're counting. So Coinbase, Roblox, QuantumScape, and now Lucid Motors, and you can see them at the bottom of my screen. Those 2 at least. Moving on to Vaxart. This is another sleeping giant. All these stocks are really sleeping giants. So this is just a recap of the last couple months. I've been out of the uploading videos. So I just haven't been feeling this, stock market game. But, now that I'm seeing things taking a turn for the better, uh, I'm back in right now. So I'm not going to do daily updates, but I'll just do more regular updates than I've been doing. Um, okay, Vaxart volume is okay, not great, but you can see the last 6 months, this stock, the support is between five to $6, and we're right around the $6 mark. So this is a great buy. Resistance is easily $10. But to be honest, when they release uh, their vaccine, when they get approval, this will easily break 20, could go over 50, could even go to 100. So this is a really good stock. People are sleeping on this. This is a sleeping giant. Um, a lot of people would prefer to take a pill, and there are a lot of less side effects taking this pill. I think it's only diarrhea and vomiting or something. It's not as serious as the other vaccines, the needle ones, where you're getting blood clots and all sorts of lethal side effects. So, very good buy, Vaxart. If I had extra money, maybe I'd buy a few of these, a few shares of this. So, Vaxart's number 5 now, if you're counting. Canaan. Okay, this is very much a cryptocurrency stock tied in with Bitcoin mining. And we can see the last 6 months for this. Let's see where the good entry points are. Where's support? Where's resistance for Canaan? One of the few companies from Asia, the biggest country in Asia that I actually am very bullish on. Okay, let's just waiting for this to load. I'm going to pause the video until it loads. Okay. So as you can see, the support for this is right now. Anything under 10 is really good support. Because Bitcoin has taken a hit, this stock took a hit too. The resistance for this is anything between 20 to 30 something. So 20 to 40 is a great price to sell. but a good buy point is right now. So this is another pick. This is number six. This is number six on my picks. This is a solid buy. Okay, moving on to SOS, another cryptocurrency related stock, also based in the East in Asia, the biggest country there, biggest economy in Asia. Um, so let's look at this chart. It's taking a while to load this one too. So I'm going to pause once again. Okay, so this stock is very similar to Canaan. You can see it's at a very low point. This is a good time to buy as well. But again, these are both long term investments. And the resistance for this is most likely between 8 to 12, 8 to $12. It's a good price to sell. But this is going to take you a while to recoup your money, or just to make profit, I should say, because you might wait a year or 6 months, at least 6 months, but we'll see. Once Bitcoin goes up again, this stock could very well go up again, especially when it hits 100K. Notice I didn't say if, I said when. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. And while it's loading, I'll just talk about Bitcoin. Yeah, so I remember buying Bitcoin personally, bought that many years ago at how much was it? I think between 10 to 20,000 US dollars, maybe even 10,000 US dollars. I bought a couple Bitcoin, and well, those Bitcoin were stolen because of the platform I was using folded. There's an investigation going on, and Bitcoin is never sleeps. So let's take a look at the last 6 months, maybe even the last year, just to see where this thing's headed. Because the more you zoom out, the more you understand exactly what's going on. So, okay, so we can see even the last 5 years, you can see. Oh yeah, this is crazy. It's on a tear. As you can see, I bought this Bitcoin back at I remember it was around 10,000. I'm going to say per Bitcoin, maybe even less, but it took a huge hit. Um, Went down to under 5,000, under 4,000 US dollars, and then started surging just since the lockdowns in March. So it was around 7,000. Everyone should have really bought that at that point, and then you could see it really blew up around the end of the year last year, October, November, December, where people were just panicking about possible inflation going on. So let's zoom out a bit more, zoom in, I should say. And you can see the support for Bitcoin is really strong at 30,000, looking at the last year now. So let's go to that chart. Okay, so 6 months, 6 months. 30,000 is a very good price, 30 to 40. And that's where we are. We're at 30 to 40. And this will go right back up, not just to 60, it'll go to 100,000. And a lot of people have been saying that, and they're right. This can only go up. This isn't like money. This is something like gold. It's digital gold, and they can't make any more. And that's really the future for the planet in terms of trade, currency. It's going to stabilize a lot of these countries that are uh, seeing their dollar tanking. If they just have Bitcoin and they're using that instead, they're going to see their economies turn around. Okay, so you can see that the resistance for this, if you're going to go by resistance and support, 60 is pretty good resistance in the meantime, but it's going to smash, and it's going to smash that and go to 100,000. So there's no point in selling it, in my honest opinion. Just keep buying it at this price. It's only going to go up. So you can't go wrong buying Bitcoin. I'm never going to sell my Bitcoin. I don't think I'm going to ever sell it. Probably when it's worth $1 billion, then maybe I might sell a little bit here or there. Yeah, so Bitcoin is great. So that's Bitcoin. Clover. So this is a relatively new stock. It was created, or how should I say it? It's backed or started by this Indian billionaire. Forgot his name now, but let's just let this load. Okay, so you can see this stock support is really solid at $6, 6.30 to $7. That's where we are right now. So this is a good buy. And the resistance is looking like $10 to 10 to 16 if you're going to be a long-term investor, 10 to 17. Anything 10 and above is pretty good resistance. And then the support again, like at $7. This is a heavily shorted stock. I personally would not buy that, so I'm not adding this to my list. But it's there if you just want to keep an eye on it. And costs, one of the famous meme stocks. Let's take a look at this one. Um, okay, it's not loading. I don't know if it's going to load if I just click the month. I have to pause again. This is pretty annoying. Okay, so costs is I would avoid costs at all costs. this is a this is really not going anywhere in my opinion. Even it went up 20 something percent, but it's still I mean, it's been stagnant. It's pretty much flatlining. So I'm just going to steer clear of that. Sundial is another strong stock. It was a meme stock at one point. I don't know if it still is, but this is up 5%. So this is really flatlined as well. This is not going to go anywhere, in my opinion. This is part of the cannabis stocks, and cannabis stocks are pretty much dead in the water right now. And even in Canada, a lot of the cannabis related stocks and companies are not really, they're not exactly gold mines. They're kind of suffering. They're struggling, to be honest. So this is not a good market to either be an investor in or just to run a business in. Um, it did see a spike, but I think that was just because of the memes. And now it's just regulating, it's stabilizing, it is consolidating. It's not. It's yeah, it's losing steam. So yeah, good thing I sold this stock. But that's all for that one. I'm not going to include that in my list. BlackBerry, very good stock. Let's look at the last month and 6 months. Okay, so as you can see, the support, this is flatlining too, but it is a lot of potential, for this stock. $8 and under, really good support. And the resistance for this is looking like 11 to $15. Um, I don't know if we'll see $20 again, but 11 to 15 is pretty realistic. But again, that's not too much money unless you have like a ton of cash sitting around. So I'm going to steer clear of BlackBerry for now. So I don't know if you're keeping track of all my picks, but these are going to be the last two of my picks. And this is AMC. And then we'll end on GameStop and look. I might check Superstonk and just see what's going on there. I'm not going to check any other forum except for Superstonk, maybe AMC a little bit. Um, so AMC, wow, what a day for AMC, what a week, what a month. We can see that the volume was incredible today, 202. So the volume really, people came through, and that's why it's going up because volume drives the price. And even after hours, it's been solid as well. I think it was above $17 in the after hours. So it's going to open very strong, but we could see a very sharp drop as well for both AMC and GameStop. So looking at the last 5 days, we can see, yeah, it has really taken off big time. And just from the last month, it was below $10. And that's really where I was going to buy. I was looking at $8, but $9 is really strong support for this. It's not $8, it's actually 9. Anything under 10. So 9 to 10, $8 to $10 is really good support. If you can get this at $10, it's a good buy, a great buy. And the resistance for this is looking like, again, maybe $20. 16 to $20 is really, even 14. So this is actually a good time to sell. I don't know how long it will be able to sustain this level until the shorts, take back the controls and drop everything again because they're manipulating it all, aren't they? So yeah, I would not be too greedy in this situation. I would just sell part of it and then buy back once it drops to $10 and below, because that's the stock market. That's the way it works. And yeah, you can see Yeah, there's a good stock to just buy again at $10 and under because it is going to drop again. If you look at the history, that's resistance. We're at resistance point. We're actually past resistance. And so people are saying there's going to be mother of all squeezes. Well, they've been saying it for months and months. And to be honest, I've lost heart. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. Um, if it'll happen, it'll happen now. But or if it does happen, it might happen in the fall. But you know what? We'll see. People have been drumming up this mother of all short squeezes, and I've been waiting and waiting, and just gotten older and older and more broke, I guess. So have not been making any money at all. So the only way to make money from these meme stocks is just to buy and sell. You buy at under $10 for AMC, you sell it at right now, and anything above 14 is really your resistance. So we're gonna see it go down again. I think. I don't think it's gonna go to these ridiculous levels. People are saying $1,000. That's not really happening. They don't live in reality. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. $100 maybe if it does happen, and we'll see. I think $100 is actually more realistic. $1,000 is not going to happen. You're living in a dream world. Okay, moving on to GameStop. Um, GameStop has surged as well. They both had pretty equal days in terms of their historical highs and lows. Volume, actually, volume wasn't that great. It's only 16 million, 14 million. So, I mean, AMC really saw most of the growth, although GameStop put its own, showed up really well in its own right. So, oh, why did I reload? Oh, great. Well, anyway, you can see the daily range. Today's range was, what was that? I just missed it. But anyway, the range was 181 to 217. So we could see this reflect the after hours a little bit, but I think it'll stay above 200. It might drop below that again. Uh, I'm not sure how long this will sustain this price. AMC and GameStop, they're brothers. Um, and one goes up, the other goes up, one goes down. They both go down. And you can see the resistance for this is right now. It's anything above 200 and even 250. It's not going to stay above this level for too long. It'll drop back down, as it always does, to 140, 120. So buy this back. Sell this now, buy it again at 140, 150, 140's level. I don't know if it'll go down to 120 again, but it might. But that was an anomaly again. I think it's going to go to 150. 140 to 150 is a really good price to buy this stock, GameStop. And will this go to 1,000 per share? You know what? Between the two of them, AMC and GameStop, GameStop actually still has a realistic shot of getting to 1,000. I mean, looking at the historical chart, uh, it was up at 450 at one point, 483. So once it takes off to that level, to 480, if it ever goes back there again, it's going to break 500 pretty easily, and it could easily get to 1,000. Whereas AMC, I feel like their ceiling is more of $100 because there's just a lot more volume, a lot more shares. I mean, of AMC as opposed to how many shares we have of GameStop. There's a much limited supply, so that's why the price of this has a lot more potential. There's a lot more growth potential for this. So again, I'm holding a lot of shares of this. I'm going to be selling a lot of them tomorrow because I've been waiting for this day. And as you can see, I've been waiting since when I bought this was around March. So it is now May. So I've been waiting about 2 months. And this is the time to sell. And then buy it again at 140, 150 because it will drop. That's the way things have been going the last, well, ever since. As you can see, since January, since this year began. Um, yeah, this is a long-term investment. But if you want to have your money safe in two stocks, the most secure stocks are AMC and GameStop. It's just the fact of life. So these are really solid, really good stocks. Doesn't matter what the market does, these stocks will be very stable and steady, as you can see. And just looking at the overall picture of the stock market, I'm going to look at that now, the Dow Jones. Let's just take a look at that and see, is there a looming stock market crash? Because a lot of people have been predicting that, and I still believe it is going to happen. It's just a matter of when, not if. We could see it very well happen at the end of the year. When I say end of the year, I mean fall, around August, September, October. But let's look at the last 5 years and just see what is support, what is resistance. The last year, 5 years, and max charts. So we're going to look at that once it loads. And then I'll go over to Reddit, AMC first, and then Superstonk last, and then we'll close the video. So it's been a long time since I've uploaded anything or did anything in this channel. So, okay, resistance is looking like, resistance is now. Resistance is really now. Anything like in this level of 30,000, 40,000. Support is looking like 25,000. Actually, 20. So if the market crashes, I should say when it does, 20 to 25 is really the level. When you see the Dow Jones between 20 to 25, that's when we should jump in again. Maybe even, it might even go underneath 20,000. We don't know how long it will stay there, but once you see, when is this window? Once you see the Dow Jones go below 30, that's the first flag. When it goes below 25, that's the second flag. Goes below 20, that's the final flag. That I don't think it'll go lower than 20. No lower than 10. It's not going to go down to this level. That's way low. Looking at, yeah, I think 20. You're looking at 20 is the real support. 20 to 25. Um, I think 20 to 25 is really when you want to be buying stocks like crazy. That's when the crash has happened between I would even say 15 to 25, but once you see below 30 and then below 25, then those are the signals. Below 30, you're going, okay, let's watch and wait, because people are going to be like, selling off. Then 25, they're going to be panic selling. Once it hits 25, we're going, okay, yeah, 25 it's something is happening for sure. Below 30, you're thinking something is happening. 25 is like, yeah, it's a sure sign. Below 20, you're going, yeah, okay, this is a crash. People are just saying, don't invest at all. The market is down. So that's when you start buying. Once you see 25, 20, I don't think it goes below 17, but we'll see. I think resistance is now. Resistance is right now. Anything between 40 and what we have now, 30 to 40, it's not gonna last for too long. This is like a bubble we're living in, and reality is going to catch up to what is going on with all these, inflation and things like that. People are not working as much. A lot of people are unemployed. Still lockdowns going on. America is opening up slowly and surely, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and move on to Reddit. So what I'm going to do for Reddit, I'm not going to read any of these articles. I'm just going to look over them. And if there's anything really huge, then I'll open it. But it's saying this is why we need to hold till 500,000 a share, and this is a bunch of baloney in my opinion. Let's go AMC. Yeah, look at that. 1647 title says it all. Trace trades, celebrate this win, but don't forget, stocks don't just go up. Hedgies and market makers will play psychological warfare. Be ready for everything, and that's great advice. What Trey just said there. I'm glad he's still in the game too, and that he's healthy. You had the news, bots, and trillions of dollars against you, but you stood your ground, and this is a great victory for AMC apes and GameStop apes. Um, all right. You guys are about to learn what fear of missing out is. Yeah. Really happy this is working out for you all. So a lot of people bought, at $8, $6, and so on, and they're selling. Some people are holding, but some people are selling now. If AMC hits 15, I'll run down the street twerking with AMC. Oh man, okay, they got to show that. Watch for rapid slapping. It's ripping right now. and watch for it to suddenly lose most of today's gains. Well, if people are smart about this, like I've been saying, you would sell at resistance. This is resistance, and then you buy it again at under $10. Between $8 to $10 is a very good buy for this. Just let the market be the market, and people can get rich, not having to wait for a MOASS. You have to wait for the MOAS. You don't have to wait for that. You just do it smartly, and you'll make as much money as you would in the short squeeze just by flipping it, buying low and selling high. Okay, this day was truly the turning point. Okay, the look when you're only off by 157,000 your prediction. Both AMC and GameStop's short pull dried up today. Both are running in near perfect synchronization. So they're saying the short pull is running out, but we know that they're going to find a way to manipulate the market. That's the way they do things. I have no doubt that they will manipulate it in some way. Okay, why are they showing this ad? For all our new apes, make be confused. Okay, that's just a pipe dream. I'm being realistic here. I'm not about dreams, about reality. Hell of a day, hold strong. This could get to $20, but people saying 500K are just they're not reliving reality. I'm not here to give you pipe dreams. I'm here to give you a dose of reality. They're saying AMC will be the next GameStop. I don't know. We'll see. We will see about that. Okay, that's all for AMC stock. So I'm going to move on to Superstonk. Okay, so we're headed to Superstonk, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, don't sell, don't sell." I've been through this song and dance for the last 6 months now. We haven't seen a short squeeze. Okay, we saw a gamma squeeze, and a lot of us missed out. Some people just held because they bought super high prices, like myself, and they got burned. So I'm gonna learn from this, and if I don't learn from this, that means I'm not gonna sell. I'm just gonna keep holding and holding forever and ever, and then never make any money and end up homeless. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell some stock tomorrow, and then buy it up again once it drops because it's going to drop. All right, so looking at Superstonk now. Okay, so a good idea if you want to make a ton of money. If you want to make a significant portion, increase your profits, you want to sell your GameStop, your AMC, and buy Bitcoin with it. That's all you do it, or Coinbase, whatever. Those picks that I mentioned early on, they were all steals. You buy those with the AMC and GameStop, and then just sit on that till those explode because they're about to explode. Okay, mother of all squeezes coming. Okay, well we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Okay. Congratulations, we hit 200. I've been in the game industry for 10 years. Okay, I don't really see anything really helping here. Okay, what is this NFT? GameStop NFT? I didn't even know if they would do one of those things. That seems like a fad, a really bad fad. July 14th, the date of the GME crypto coin launch date. Wait, they have a crypto coin coming out? For real? I didn't even know they had a crypto coin coming out. That's pretty big news. Token info. GameStop has an NFT website set up. Okay. That's actually huge news. I don't know where this stock will go then, because NFTs are just blowing up, and this might become a monster. I don't know. But I'm still going to sell regardless. I'm not going to just keep waiting and waiting till God knows when. I'm not going to do that. It's the stupidest thing in the world, just to keep waiting and waiting, because I've been waiting for the last, like I said, 2 months, and I've lost my patience. Uh, I'm just smarter now. Show this to people who tell you Steam will kill GameStop. Yeah, I don't think you're killing GameStop anytime soon. Do not buy unofficial crypto. Okay, so there's like some kind of scam going on. There's like a lot of misinformation going on. Last few days mirrored that of January. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Could happen, but I'm still gonna sell. Not everything, but part of it. And if it goes up even higher, then I know the next resistance point will be 480, 500. And then you just buy it again when it drops. Yeah, I know. I feel like this guy. I feel like I haven't seen that in a long time. I haven't been uploading videos in a long time. Does it feel better to be? Does it? How does it feel to be better stock analysts than professionals? Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had a lot of experience of all this trickery going on. If they turn off the ability to buy stocks again, do not sell. Yeah, I mean that's going to happen, isn't it? They've rigged the system. It's not in our favor. It's never been for us. It's been for the rich elite. It's a big pipe dream we're living in when we think it's going to a million or whatever. That's not happening. The only thing that's going to a million, and realistically, I'm being real with you, Bitcoin is. Bitcoin will be going to a million. It's going to take a while, but it has to get to 100K first, and that's going to happen. Most likely in the next 3 years, it will go there and past that. Okay, so it looks like that's it for this forum. I'm going to just look at these two posts and just look into this NFT situation. I'm not very well versed in it. I don't even know what the heck it means. Non something something. Non fundable. I don't know what that means. You can trade back digital licenses when you're done playing the game. I don't know if that's what it is. Steam can use the GameStop coin trade ins and compete with GameStop in selling and buying back games. They can sell NFT of any digital media. They can sell digital art NFTs and even game save points. Okay, this is NFTs are so confusing. I don't know what the heck that even means. Is it like Bitcoin? Is it like a hologram? Like, is it a sticker? Is it something you download and no one else can download it? You need like a coupon to download. I don't even know. And why are they interesting? Is it just art? Is it art? Like, what is an NFT? Please explain this to me because I don't know what this is. I feel like an old an old fart now. I do not know what it means. I thought NFTs were a fad, and I'm sticking with it. I think it is going to be a fad. It's not sustainable because people like physical things. You can't replace physical with digital, and anyone can reproduce digital. They can find a way to scam the system somehow. July 14th, the date of the GME crypto coin launch date is Bastille Day. Okay, so is there a GME crypto coin, or is this real or what? I don't get it. Is it? I don't. I'm so confused. Okay, so I guess it's hard to say, but they're saying July 14th, something big will happen. I'm gonna look at Codgerville and see what he's saying about the situation because this is where we started, or where we ended off. Where I read this guy's blog, and everything he's saying is coming to pass with frightening accuracy. Um, So let's look at the homepage, see if he posted anything in the last month. I don't think he posts very frequently, so that works in our favor. So my bad. Okay. So May, and then so he hasn't posted since. So this only he has only done one post. So I'm gonna read this post that he did here, and we're just gonna expand this window. So Codgerville, home of the country codger. This is from May the 2nd. My bad. Let me start out by acknowledging and thanking all the folks from Australia, New Zealand for their increased interest in my site. Blah blah blah. And he's got a great site. I mentioned the lack of a super cycle in November, December. This is very odd, but we did start the year out in a cycle. Then we met on April 25th. He mentioned the lunar eclipse on November 19th. When he did, that date clicked. There is a lunar eclipse on November the 19th. After the interview, I checked my list of eclipses for the decade. There was no eclipse showing on the list. I had downloaded the list from a secondary source, so I went to NASA, which whom I consider my primary source, and uh, there it was. What happened? Perhaps it did not print because of an issue, but I had not completely loaded all the data. I'm not sure. So what's next? I'll be calculating the super cycle for this event later this summer, but just looking at the raw data, I have concerns and some room for hope. Concerns: very large influence over the Pacific Ocean region, affecting North and South America, Australia, New Zealand, of Southeast Asia. Let me just move this out of the way. China, much of the Russian Federation, and once again, parts of Northern Europe. Hopes: very short duration. Solar eclipse mostly over Antarctica, Southern America, a little bit of South Africa. the lunar the lunar eclipse is a partial eclipse, but just barely. There is hope there, but I will say that I am cautiously optimistic. A low intensity solar eclipse centered on the South Pole coupled with a partial lunar eclipse should be good news, but the location of the lunar eclipse and the fact that it is about 96 complete is cause for a great deal of concern. I've not worked on the spring of 2022 eclipse yet, but the lunar eclipse looks scary. Once again, we do have a low intensity solar eclipse centered once again on the South Pole. I'm just going to speak with a British accent. It's a lot easier. Okay, that is all I have. And once again, I want to own up to my mistake and say that I will try to do better and be more careful in the future. Okay, so that's it. So there's a lunar eclipse coming, and he's going to then reevaluate the rest of the year. Uh, I buy junk when I get a chance. So he's putting his money into silver, gold, and things like that. Um, and it's a solid investment. I'm not going to criticize him for that because some people do Bitcoin, some people do the stock market, real estate, and so on, and food. So that's good. At least we have a bit of idea there. I'm going to look at his previous blog and see how that lines up with everything that's going on right now because I did read his blog on my channel well in advance of everything that happened, not just right now, but even last month, where we saw it explode. I wouldn't say explode, but it really did go up. It rose significantly. Let's look. Let me just look at GameStop. Let's look at GameStop in the last. It was pretty much around this time, so around the end of April. So if it did go up in the end of April, this is going exactly like clockwork. So end of April. Look at the end of April. So the last 6 months, and we're going to look at the end of April, okay? Because I'm pretty sure it did go up very high at the end of April, and then it dropped down again 2 weeks later, and then up again 2 weeks later, which is now. So this is working exactly like clockwork based on the moon cycles. And people say to the moon, it's like a meme, but literally look to the moon. Look to the moon. Once you see a full moon, you know things are happening. So, exactly 2 months ago, or I should say, yeah, let's go back 2 months ago. So, let's look at April, the end of April. You can see it did go up. It was at 178. And then 2 weeks later, which was 2 weeks ago here, was mid May, which is here. So, it went down to 140. That was, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that was what happens 2 weeks ago? A new moon. It was a new moon where there was no moon in the sky. And then 2 weeks later, which is now, it's a full moon, 209. So 2 weeks before the end of April was mid April. So around here. And you can see it was at 140. Look at that, like clockwork. So you could buy at 140, sell at 178, buy again at 140 something, sell again now. And then it'll probably go down to 150, 140 2 weeks from now. And then 2 weeks before that was was the end of March. So let's look at that. End of March, 180. 2 weeks before this was mid March. Um, okay, well, that doesn't fit in with that because it doesn't fit into the cycles. So I'm just kind of retrofitting it. 2 weeks before that uh, was again a full moon, which is right about here. So it did go up. And then 2 weeks before that was when everything calmed down. 2 weeks before that, boom, we have the gamma squeeze, the first one. So, I mean, would we say this is infallible? I'd say it's not infallible, but it's very consistent. It hit the full moons, it hit one, and then this is the new moon, hit two. The next one hit it, and then I think it missed it here. I think it missed that one. And then it hit it here, and then it hit it here. It's pretty consistent. The last 4 months have been pretty consistent. It only missed one part of the moon cycle. But so we'll see. I'm gonna hedge my bets on that. Besides the resistance and support. So again, let's look at this as a full moon tonight. We're at 209. 2 weeks ago, we're at 140. That was a new moon. There was no moon in the sky, at least not visibly. Then 2 weeks before that was the end of April. We can see 170, 180. 2 weeks before that was no moon, new moon was around 140, 150. The end of March, again, it went up to 180. Actually, it was pretty steady, to be honest. So I'm not going to really count that. Um, Actually, I should count it because it did go down. And then 2 weeks before that was mid March, and that's the only one that didn't fit with the new moon. So we have one miss. One miss. Okay. And then 2 weeks before that was the end of February, and that's when it started to go up. And then 2 weeks before that was a new moon. And you can see that, yeah, it was very much dead. It's when it really went to its lowest of lows. 2 weeks before that was the end of January. We can see, yeah, 2 weeks before that was the mid January, new moon again. And it was just starting to bubble. So we can see new moons and full moons in the last 4 months, or 5 months, I should say. So there's a new moon and a full moon. So it hit both. February, it hit both. March, it missed one, the new moon. And then the full moon, I'd say it was, I don't know, I'd say it missed March. Let's just be honest. It kind of missed March because March was pretty weird. So it missed two. January hit it. February, it hit that mark. March missed it. April, it hit it. May, it hit it. Obviously, it did. So out of five, I should say out of 10, it hit 8 out of 10. So the jury is out. Is it going to hit the targets in June, mid June? Where will it slowly decline? And then will it rise up again towards the end of the month, which is a full moon again? So let's look at what he had posted in this article from again from March. He posted this in March. And this is what he said. Just summing up again one more time. He said, so stage one, he said it began April 13 until July 9. So he said from April 13, it'll run through to May 11th. Okay. And then, so that is over. And then stage two will be May 12th to May 26th. And this is right now, the super moons right now. And he said stage three, May 27th to June 24. So we could see it drop down, and then we can see these stocks, AMC and GameStop, go up to back to where it should be, or back to highs, going back up June 24th. But it will drop before then, probably in the next 2 weeks from now. So I'm thinking uh, 2 weeks before then would be June 10th. So between now and June 10th, we'll see it go down to a lower price, probably between 140 to 150, maybe even 160, but it will go down again. I'm talking about GameStop only, because it's easy to remember GameStop's prices. AMC probably, I don't know, maybe $8 to $10 in the next 2 weeks. Stage four. So this is the highest intensity, he said here. Stage three, 60%. So we could see we could see a short squeeze between now and June 24th, and then stage four up to July 10th, and then he says it's going to go down from that point on. He says after that point, okay, let me read this here. The stock market will increase in value until the full moon of May 26th. At that point, the market trend could level off until the next sighted moon, and he means June. That's a typo here. So June 12th. So June 12th, June 13th, that's when you want to buy AMC and GameStop again. At that point, the market could rally and increase until uh, I think he means June 26th. Okay, that's a typo again. So he means June 26th, June 24th. It is possible the stock market will drop. Okay, there's a lot of typos here. I think he means April 26th, and then May 12th or 13th. That's when, yeah, it did go down. May 26th, and then that's where we are right now. Everything is going up. He says the stock market, so AMC, GameStop, they will drop until June the 10th. So that's a good time to buy around mid-June. And then we will see the new moon there. It will start to go up when the new moon is sighted, June 11 or 12. It will not increase at this point, but continue to drop until the 24th. Oh, that's interesting. So don't buy. Oh, June's going to be a month we should not buy. Once again, a full moon and a super moon. This is where the stock market drop might level off. So he's saying June is going to be a very crazy month. So it would be a good time to sell now. Yeah, so sell your stocks now. June is going to be really bad for stocks. So I'm going to sell my stocks tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to sell all of them, but we'll see. Uh, he is saying this is going to be bad next month. He's saying that the market will drop until June the 10th, and then the next moon, sighted moon, June 11 or 12. The expectation would be for the stock market to go up, but according to the formula, it will not increase at this point, but continue to drop until June the 24th. So it's going to, similar to March, it's not going to obey this kind of cycle. It's going to drop. So I guess every 3 months it seems to do that, because March, again, that's the 1 month it didn't reach the targets. So it looks like June is going to follow that pattern of March if he's correct. Time will tell. Once again, a full moon and a super moon. This is where the stock market drop might level off. Uh, that's the full moon of June the 24th. We will see the drop will start to will turn around. So I think that's it. That's all he says about the stock market here. So, and I guess after that point, you just, You look at your resistance, you look at your support, and I think it's pretty safe to say AMC support is really solid at 5 to $10. It's pretty solid. Resistance is pretty solid for AMC, $14 to $20, and we're already at 17. GameStop for support really solid at 60, even 40 to, I'm going to say 120. It's big. I know that's a very big range, but this is GameStop we're talking about. And then the resistance is looking really solid between 180 to 250, maybe even, I mean, just realistically, 180 to 250. If it goes above 300, then yeah, we're looking at a short squeeze. But the way this man is predicting this based on the moon cycles and the distance of the moon from the earth and the Bible and things like that, it's really, he's been right. He's been right. He's been on the money. So that's all I have to tell you for this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please give this video a like and a subscribe. And I don't do many videos as much anymore, but if you find this helpful to you, please support this channel. And thank you very much for your time. Is Apex Investor signing out. Till next time, I don't know when that'll be, but probably when these stocks tank. It might be when AMC and GameStop tank, or if they go to the moon. I mean, we'll see. So time will tell. Thank you very much. Until next time, Apex Investor signing out.